Good evening, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I know for everyone who is in Europe, it's late. Nico is in Sweden. It's midnight. Joe is like me in Scotland. It's 11 p.m. I know it's late, but I'm trying to get a little bit more other kind of people into the mix that are in the US, perhaps Australia. We'll see. I emailed a tons of streamers, and we will see. And I just see that there are few people already waiting to get into the panel. So I just want to do a quick intro. I have one person that will need to leave soon, so we'll bring her in a second. So this month, October, has been or is still until Thursday, Dwarfism Awareness Month. So for the ones who don't know me and haven't heard me talking about it until now, I am a person of short stature. That is the correct name. But you can call us little people as well. So in America, there's a big charity called Little People of America. Here in the UK, Little People UK. Here in the UK, their patron is the very well-known actor Warwick Davis. If you don't know him, Google him. He was Willow in the movie Willow, 25 years ago? I can't remember. So he's also a person of small stature or a dwarf. And dwarfism, we have around 300, perhaps more, different forms of dwarfism. And it's not an illness. Some of these forms of dwarfism is either genetic or the other one I forgot, but there are so many you can't possibly remember them all. And I'm not going to tell you the name of my form because it's a tongue biter. I can't remember it. Yes, metaphysical, and then I forgot the second word. Anyway, it's too complicated to remember all these different a name of form of dwarfism, but there are 300 plus. But what I was saying about illness, it's not an illness, but a lot of illnesses come with certain form of dwarfism. So the more general form or kind of dwarfism, they have a lot of problems, health issues, like problems with their backs. They have problems with ears. They have a lot of operation with their ears not to lose their balance. I personally, I had to have so many surgeries on my legs when I was a kid because I had bowed legs like a cowboy. At the age of 10, I had about that much in between my knees. So, I was a bit like the lady form of John Wayne, if you want to say. But it took many, many operations to get this stuff. Oh, Bonnie, stop that. Be a good girl. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring my first guest in because she will need to leave soon, and then I will continue talk again, and then I'll bring some more people in, and then we'll start it. And I'll just gonna before I'll bring you in and hi Cricket Cinema, thank you for being here. Irish Mart is always here, as well as Jo. She's a chat royalty. For the ones who don't know, she is. Um DJ, well, DJC. Oh, Matt, MD Media 18, who always does such an amazing job when he's out there. Thank you for being here, Matt. Oh, hello, Diana Minion. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. And now my first guest is, lots of you know her already because she's doing great stuff out there. And it's Crazy Love is Love. Hi, Crazy Love is Love. How are you? Thank you for joining me.
Hello, hello, hello. How is
Thank you.
everybody?
I think everyone
How
is
are
fine.
you?
I'm fine. I was thinking, shall I have a nap before it starts? Because it's 11 p.m. here. And I thought, better not, because otherwise I'll never wake up and they will all wait for me.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock here. I just got off of work like an hour and 15 minutes ago. So yeah. And then I was doing some stuff for the organization. So I was like, gotta hurry and do this. And then I gotta jump on the panel, and then I gotta go get kids, and then I gotta cook dinner. It never slows down here. We're never slowed down here.
Thank you so much for joining. That's very kind. I saw you put a post up advertising. I really appreciate that. As well as I'm not gonna say the names yet. I'm gonna surprise the people because I have people that are showing up backstage. I'm gonna call it backstage. That I'm really excited to talk to. I was very excited when you said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll be here," even though we never met officially.
Well, you know what? I think in this day and age, and we're all kind of helping each other out. I just think it's really important for us all, whether we know each other or not. This is how we know each other. This is how we get to know each other, and this is how we encourage each other to come and my viewers over to yours and yours over to mine. And I just think there's no time for my viewers are mine and yours are yours. There's no time for that.
The thing I personally feel, we all met through the same goal, and is Scientology. But I noticed that a lot of people have their own communities because of something completely different than Scientology. And I think communities should actually support each other because we all have something, perhaps not as bad as someone who grew up in Scientology and got abused and all that stuff. But we all have different things. And why I decided to start again my campaigns with dwarfism is because this community doesn't really complain a lot. But I
Mm-hmm.
thought, well, in this day and age where people have to so much be careful what they say. I'm not used to that. I used to be able just to talk, and no one in the room was offended. Now, you look around the room, you say, "Ooh, I have to be careful what I'm going to say because this or this person is going to be offended." But they seem to forget that they might offend other people too and not realizing it. But we're concentrating on specific big communities and everyone is like that, and I'm like, ooh, we can't say this word and we can't say this word anymore. And well, I'm throwing another word in now as well on top of it so they can remember that as well. But what is important for me is that not a lot of people realize that we people of short stature, we live in a world that hasn't been designed for us, but we just
Right.
get on with it. We have no other choice.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a house that I could potentially remodel the kitchen and have all the cupboards down at my height, etc. I don't have that pleasure or that luxury. Sorry. So I have to get used to, well, I had to, I had no other choice, and all of the other as well, so you have a step ladder to go up the stairs and down to get your stuff in the cupboards. um but you go shopping, and very often the articles that I need are on the bloody top
All
shelf.
the
They're
all
never
the
at
way
my
to the top.
or at the bottom, they're up there, and I'm like, seriously? um Things like that in the olden days. So when I moved to the UK, I lived at the beginning in London. When I used to take the old trains, they're not that old anymore, they're quite modern. The first step was very high, and being short, I had to hold on to the thing and
Like
pull.
hoist yourself up.
Yeah. And people, they want to help you, but the only thing they see is that big arse, and I'm like, okay, I can't really you know um and I'm trying to make it funny as well. My life is not sad at all. It's just that sometimes words are actually painful. But I'm gonna try. Oh, and there is another thing. So my word is, um, you can call us a dwarf because we are dwarfs. You can call us little person. You can call us short stature or small stature. But the one word that is really, really hurtful is midget. We are not
Mhm.
midgets. Okay. It is a very offensive word. And there
Right.
are some people on YouTube that are throwing that word around like there was no tomorrow. And another thing that I always forgot in the last few streams I talked about it is never try to get down to the level of a person of little stature. It makes us very uncomfortable. If I
Yeah.
want to talk to you, if you are 7 foot high, my height, or 6 foot, I will look up to you. It's not a problem. But I'm
Right.
not asking you to come down to my eye level. You can look down, but I've seen people who come up to me and go on their knees to be at my. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Go away! I don't want to talk to people like that. It's very, very unrespectful, and it's
See,
actually
and I
cheating.
can kind of relate, to the whole, you said that you didn't buy a house and you didn't get the cupboards to your level, because my late husband, he lost his eyesight, and it was within a few months. So we didn't really have like enough time to like
Adapt.
gradually move into it. It was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. And so we had to learn like how to make noise behind him before we got up to him so we didn't startle him. We had to learn like put buttons on, the microwave and the stove and, things like that, like so he could, cook for himself while I was at work and the kids were at school and, things like that. And so it's like, I feel like there's multiple disabilities or multiple limitations that people have that they have to adapt to. And I think that it's great that we have such like things in this world that we have the opportunity to have, around us to adapt, to use these instruments to adapt to. So I think it's, it's great that we have those, you know. back in the day they didn't have step stools. You had a bucket, and
Yeah.
your ass was falling off that bucket if you weren't careful. So we're grateful now that we've got step stools.
Oh, one of my person disappeared, but I'm sure he's gonna come back. If you don't mind, Crazy Love is Love, I'm gonna um get another two people in, and
Absolutely.
when
Thank
you
you
have
so
to
much.
leave, no,
Yes.
you stay on, and when you have to go, you go.
Okay.
So nice to meet you, but we'll continue the discussion.
Yes.
I'm gonna and if you don't mind, my good friend Nico, I'm gonna do ladies first, and then I'll get you in as well, okay? I'm very excited about this lady as well, who's I'm gonna add to the stage, and then we're gonna quickly go through the comments. I'm not used to have my comments going down so fast, so I'm trying. And everyone, welcome Mona. Thank you so much, Mona. Hi.
Hi. Hi,
To meet
Crazy. Hi,
you.
Brigitte.
How are
Hello.
you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful today. How about you?
I'm fine. It's late, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I guess it is. I said, wow, she's starting very late on her side of the pond. But
I just tried. I know for the people here in Europe, it's late, but I was trying to get a little bit people a bit from around the world. So, next time I might do it in the middle of the afternoon, and then the US people getting up my joint. You never know. It's just I try different hours every time, and I'm either successful or not. But people can watch on replay. I can't watch everything in one go either. So,
right.
and
Well,
for the
I am happy to celebrate the
thank
Dwarfism Awareness Month. Is it all month?
it's all month, and
Yay.
the day that the official day was the 25th of October. I should have done it then, but I had other things to do. So I decided I'll do it today. I was working, I have a second channel I created. So I was working on creating videos yesterday. So today is just perfect. So I'm going to also add my good friend Nico, DJ Nico, and he's in Sweden.
Hi,
Hi, Nico.
Nico.
How are you?
Good evening, good morning, or
Good night.
bonjour, whichever you prefer.
So for everyone in the chat who don't know Mona, Mona is a lady who does so much stuff in the background. She is a true hero of mine. I mean, she calls into all these meetings around America. She's always there. She always talks about everything that is not working fine in America. Um, I tried actually the other day to call into the police commissioner, but I didn't get in. So I will try this week.
Well, nope, they're on break tomorrow, so you
Oh, well, you see,
have a whole nother week. Yep, they
we'll try
canceled tomorrow.
next week.
And you know what?
Oh,
When
my.
you and Crazy were just talking about, there's just so much more to life than just um, being on this mission together, that it is so cool to be able to come together as friends and get to know one another and get to
Yes.
know what our passions and how we can help each other. So that's been really, really cool for me to get to know you guys and what other people, what they're about.
I totally agree with you because, you know, I feel that we've been so concentrating on what we're activating. We're activists, and
Hmm.
sorry, English is not my mother tongue, so sometimes I don't say it the right way, but we're so concentrating on it that we forget what we are all about: ourselves, our own communities, everyone that I started to meet in this community. they all have different kinds of issues, or you know, or
Mhm.
they know someone with issues and they invested in that, and we are invested in this. And I thought, you know what, there are things, and you know, I came across a few people in chats, etc. You know, what offend what offends me is the word midget.
Mhm.
And secondly is when they call, oh, little Davy and little Tom Cruise. Yeah, look, I don't like both of them either. I don't like them at all. But people don't think further away. For them, oh, he's a little person, you know, even though they're not dwarfs, right? But what they don't realize is people like me, for example, I worked so hard all my life. Work has always been my number one before I met friends, etc. It was so important. But I always was made to feel like I was, because I was small, I was not as intelligent as my
Mhm.
counterpart. So I
Mhm.
always worked twice as hard as everyone else to show them I'm not stupid. I might be small, but I'm not stupid. So when you use this word to, you know, and I don't like people body shaming other people as well. I don't like it. But when they throw this little out, it bothers me. And I'm like, you know, they might be stupid, that then call stupid Davy and stupid Tom Cruise. I don't care. Use other words, but don't use the word little, because it makes me feel back when I was 16, when I did everything to get an apprenticeship and fight for my own rights. You know, I shouldn't have
Yeah,
to fight to get an apprenticeship.
I
I hear
think
you.
it's very common that people like to belittle each other because somehow height, somehow it's people have this mental challenge of thinking that just because they have the higher ground height wise, that means they are like more empowered. But when it comes to, I mean, the way I see it, it's not your height in inches or centimeters, but your behavior that really shows your stature, because you can be like 7 foot tall or 220 in height and still act like you have nothing to offer. I mean, and I mean, like Mona, I have only seen you partly and everything, but you do such a great job in advocating and finding information. I mean, if we had like a few more of you, I'm sure we would have busted every Scientology organization by now. But you do a great job, so I just want to give you props for that.
No,
Thank you.
I
I
totally
appreciate
agree
it.
with you, Nico. And look, I'm not saying not everyone, or only you are doing it, Mona. There's Audit LA, but
Mhm.
you have your issues as well, Mona. Audit LA has her issues. You are
Mhm.
fighters, and you say how it is, how you feel it, and we need more people like that. But you see, what bothers me most in this community at the moment is that everyone is so concentrating on chat drama, this drama, that drama. But I'm checking my stats from the resources page on sptv.space. There's hardly anyone going there anymore. We have a category that I put on top of the list, calls for action, where we have the FBI stuff from you, Mona. We have the the things from, oh, lots of, you know, calls for
Right.
action.
Right.
And I'm wondering, for the ones who are thinking, how can I help? Go there. There's enough stuff in that list you can do. We have on the top of the page, we have resources, and you can contact your House of Representative. There's an entire list. There are templates for letters or emails. You don't even have to think how to write an email. The
Right.
same for the politician in Denmark. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can send them to every single politician on that list. There's a template in Danish and one in English. It doesn't take long to do a copy and paste and send a bloody email. That's what bothers me. People say, oh, I'm behind my laptop, so I'm just watching them. That's how I help. No, there are other things you can do with your laptop or your PC, and we're giving you these opportunities. The stuff is there. And that is what bothers me sometimes, that people forget. But what I'm going to do quickly, because like I said, I'm not used that my chat goes so fast, and I haven't been able yet to do a quick thing. So I've seen, sorry, I've seen new names as well.
And I think also that the problem is that, as I tend to have to say, people tend to get tunnel vision. It's hard for people to have like this overview of the field of what they're doing. It's more like they focus on one particular thing and they just go all in for that. It's good to be focused, but like this, we need also to move a little bit outside that one track, because otherwise we get one track mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, the more knowledge we share, I mean, we all come from different experience and backgrounds, which means there's tons of knowledge and skills to combine. I've seen
true.
lots of these kind of synergy effects, which is the fine word for combining talents or resources. And
I'd like to remind everybody that two people, no matter what polar opposites they may be, you're always going to find something that is in common, whether it's we both breathe air, we both walk, we both use a wheelchair, we both use glasses, we both have white skin, brown hair, red hair. We have something in common with everybody. You just have to look for it. That's all.
Yeah. And also, I think it goes to the basic mindset. Some people look for differences, others look for common nominators, or something in common. And that's two different kinds of people. Those who look for differences will never really find peace. Mm-hmm. Those people will always look for trouble or fight, or the word discord, or whatever you want to call it. While those people that are willing to cooperate and willing to listen, it's about an open or closed mind, very much, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna have to scoot here because that was my daughter calling. Apparently one of the grandbabies is sick, so grandma is on duty. But just wanted to leave you with my pet peeve is getting patted on the head. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I had that. I had people putting the elbow on my, on my shoulder, like, good rest. And I'm like, get away from me. I'm not, your stand or whatever, people don't seem to think ahead, they just assume things. And just to say, if you don't know that, Mona, I'm 4'4". My mother is the same height, so I inherited her broken gene. And my brother, who's 2.5 years younger than me, is 6'6".
Oh.
So he got all the bloody fairies when he was born. So, and he's thin, and I'm like that. So, he got them all. But I'm more intelligent.
You have the same volume, perhaps.
No.
It's all about how you spend it.
He might be 6'6", but I still can kick his ass.
There you go. That's right.
It's always a way.
I'm paralyzed from here down, not here up. And and
I think it's worse those who are paralyzed from here and up. Those are the worst people.
Yeah, don't let this wheelchair fool you, because I can still kick your ass.
Exactly.
Really.
Thank you so much
love you guys.
for joining. Thank
care,
you.
Bye,
Mama. I
Dee.
hope the
Bye-bye.
grandkid is better
Thank you.
soon.
So, Nico, you don't mind? We'll go quickly through the
I don't
the,
mind. I'm just here
the,
for the
the
company.
chat. So
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. I see I've been raided by Club Brian
Club Brain
Fog.
Fog in
I've
San
never heard this
Francisco.
channel. But...
It's a really fun and nice
Oh, now
channel.
I remember. I'm gonna have to
And
go
also some
and
other nice
subscribe.
people that all hang out there. They're very nice people, all of them. I really like what they do.
I'm gonna have to check this out. Thank you for letting me know, Nico. You see,
Well,
in
we
this
have more than
community,
200 channels. You can't keep track of everyone. That's
no,
impossible.
no, that's the thing. But I'm always looking for other channels now, because everyone sees certain things in different ways, you know. And I also I follow other things on YouTube, you know. So sometimes I watch something completely different from the Scientology community. So and then suddenly I have watched that what I wanted to watch, and suddenly there are about 15 new videos about anti-Scientology, and I'm like,
Yeah, there is a lot to watch, and I mean, same for me. I mean, I'm very dedicated in getting the tax exemption and getting rid of cults as such, but Scientology in particular. But still, I also have other things to do. I mean, we still have, and that's my way to kind of keep my mind fresh, so I don't get too one-tracked. I want
the
to have
thing
a
is
different.
that
And
if
here's
I would
another one
watch,
came in to chat. The great protester. That's Rika. She also does great
oh
things.
yeah. Oh, we love
Yeah.
Richard. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see.
And Cricket Cinema. If you don't have her page, she has made this viewing list. So if you go on Cricket Cinema's page, if you want to put that one up, there you can find these like Dusty and other people's. There are lists, so you can help some smaller channels to get viewing hours, which is very important.
Oh yes.
And if you don't have a list at her, I'm sure Cricket Cinema will help you with that one. I'm advocating without
I'll
Cricket Cinema
check
to
this
say
out.
anything
I
right
will
here,
check
but
this out.
yeah, but she has a very,
No, that's fine. Look,
very nice
I'm a
kind
small
house.
channel too. I'm at 2 people away from 200, so I'm
Well, that's
quite
great.
happy that I achieved that in the last. When did I come along? 3 months ago, something like that.
Yeah, but you've
Time
been
seems
working
to.
hard. I mean, I'm at the all-time high. I see I am up at 89 right now, and that's like, oh, what if I get into 100? That's like my big target.
Yeah, but the
But
problem
then
is
again,
you see, is that I go on studio and then I'm like yesterday morning, I'm like, how come I have one subscriber less than yesterday, and today I have 2 more? I don't get it. But anyway, okay.
that's like they say YouTube is doing YouTube. I mean, then again, the way I see it, if anyone subscribes to me, I only want them to do it if they feel I offer them something. I don't just want to waste their time, because I do things that I enjoy, and that's much gaming, but sometimes I also go into more deeper things and a bit more personal, because I like psychology and human behavior very much. By the way, Brigitte, I turned in my application for the studies again last night.
For
So
the
now
what,
I'm
sorry?
waiting. My studies to HR administration.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Good.
So because I started in August, but I had to postpone it due to some bureaucratic trouble. Basically, I had sent in one application too late, so now I'm going to do it in the right order, right time. So this time everything will sort it out.
Okay.
Thank
Can I
you.
put a comment up, because I feel
Sure. It's your channel. I'm just a guest.
Cher, I'm gonna try to say your name, Cher Yelverton. Bridget, I can guarantee you that anyone saying little Davy would never make fun of you. A lot of empathetic people out there, but I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Cher. I'm just trying to make people aware that it is a form of body shaming. And
Yeah, and
it's
I
nice.
think it's in the long run. I think it's educational for people to actually. It's not like we are bashing anyone for it. It's more like just making aware how it's like sometimes when we talk about fat or thin or stuff like that, even that you don't realize those are still terms that can hurt a person that is very aware of their own situation. Welcome back, Mona. Oh my God, is it smallpox or what has she got now? Grandbaby broke out
I'm
in
not
hives.
going
Oh.
down the comments because once I'm
Well,
losing
anyway,
my...
so I mean, but I think it's just a common courtesy. I mean, you you you're coming from a different world than I am, basically, because we get different perspectives. So I mean, to me, it's very educational to learn what makes you more comfortable. I mean, that's the basics of it. And as I was thinking about you talking about those cupboards in the kitchen, if you remember the movie Harry Potter,
Mhm.
you remember when he got to the one shop where you see that man coming with that sliding stair. I was like, imagine you running in the kitchen and having this kind of stair that slides so you just can reach any cupboard. But I mean,
I'd rather have just a magic wand and everything comes out of the cupboard automatically. But you can dream about that. But
yeah,
what I want
well,
to say is, for the ones who don't know me, I grew up in Switzerland, in the German-speaking part of Switzerland, and people are quite square. They don't look right or left. Lots of Swiss German or older generation, when I was a kid, never traveled outside Switzerland. They didn't know anything, and they were at the time. A lot has changed. I've been 25 years in the UK, but it was one of the reasons why I left Switzerland, because when I was 20, I came to learn English in London, and no one was looking at me or giving me some strange... I'm not saying everyone, but most of the people, they didn't even notice if I was my height or if I was a 7-foot giant. I just
well,
walked and no one... But in Switzerland, people have tendency, they see you coming and then you pass by and they like that, and I'm like, oh, come on. And it depends. When you're in a bad mood, I used to say, "You want a picture?" It shocks people. They're like, "What?"
yeah.
Or
I
one
think
day I
that's
was...
also the way I mean, when I meet a person, I want to look them in the eye. I mean, that's the most important for me, to have eye contact with the person. That means it doesn't matter if the eye contact is up here or down there or over here, or just long as I have eye contact with the person, that's the most important for me. So I connect with that person. So, I mean, I think it has to do with how open you are. I mean, after all, you can't judge a person until you know that person or until that person has done
I
something
agree.
that you can
I agree.
judge.
But you see, I was in a chat on a stream, on a live, actually. It was a few weeks ago. Yeah, perhaps a couple of weeks ago. And someone was constantly saying, oh, commenting and saying little Davy. And then I just comment and saying, yeah, I'm of short stature. And it's a
Well,
bit annoying to
I
hear
can
that word.
acknowledge I have used the term little Davy, but to be honest, I'm trying to learn to not use it, because just out of respect, because you make me aware that that is not the most smart way of using. I mean, I can belittle him in so many other ways, like David with his
Exactly.
fake Space Navy, stuff like that. And after all, what I'm trying to learn and remember for myself is, if you insult someone's body or instead of what they do, you kind of have lost the argument already. Because when you start to go on personal insults instead of focusing on what that person does, then you're kind of already have lost the high ground, I think.
The thing
If you
is
think
that
about it.
what I'm trying to explain, saying the word little is not offensive in general, but how people are saying it, it's like they want, you know, David Miscavige, you can call him any name under the sun if you want, and that would be fine. But it comes across like to say all little people are like him or like Tom Cruise. And we're not. We're not stupid. We're quite intelligent, if perhaps not more. And I'm certainly much better than him because I'm not abusing anyone in the world. Okay. But
And most of all, you don't need to compensate. You don't even try to compensate. You are just you, and that's the big difference. I mean, people who are like a few centimeters from 180, they tend to have much more complex about that, as example, because it's like 6 foot has been an ideal somehow. You have to be 6 foot. Why? So I mean, then again, why focus on stuff like that? Or like I've seen lots of videos about dating and stuff where the height or the weight of the person is more important than the person inside, and then it makes me wonder: are these people really suitable to be dating? If they have that kind of weird?
yeah, but these people are called shallow,
Oh yeah,
Nico.
very shallow.
They're shallow. All right. I mean, I explained that in a previous live. I haven't been unhappy in my life, but I've been bullied in school. And I was lucky that when I was born, I was graced with the character I have. And I can be quite a tough cookie and I can be quite aggressive, which doesn't always come across very well with people, but they don't realize it's a defense mechanism. And actually, it helped me to go through some quite shitty times when you see your friends having old boyfriends when you're 15, 16, and you play the fifth wheel for years and years. And then, and then suddenly at the age of 19, I go to London, and suddenly within those 6 months, I had two boyfriends. It was all out of the blue.
Yeah.
Wow. And then
But
I
that,
go back
then
to
again, that depends on
Switzerland.
how civilized you are as a person. It depends on how open-minded you are, because if you're willing to get to know people, then that's kind of just. I usually say that I'd rather be blind than stupid, because if you're blind, you still get to know people. But if you're blind, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
And
Let, let,
that's the
let
same
me
thing I
go.
used to say. I mean, I'm overweight. That's I know that. When someone
Oh,
says I'm
I'm
fat,
all the way to a big arse and everything. Look.
well, that means you cover better your space. But what I was about to say is, I usually reply, well, if I'm fat, that means I can lose weight, but you will still be as stupid as you're ever. So, I mean, I can change for my own sake, not because I'm trying to please anyone else. But if you're stupid, you will always remain stupid. Because stupid people don't realize. To be stupid is like being dead. I mean, they don't realize they're dead, but the others notice. And same thing with stupid. They don't realize they're stupid, but others notice it.
That's true. That's true. Continue. I'll just quickly start my comments.
Yeah, and you have a really good, a very tough cookie, and a very, well, she is very deep and very intelligent. That's Sophia from Germany here. I never can pronounce that, her chat name, but it's basically it's the same for me. I think it's translated, but I've talked with her in a few panels, and we have chatted a lot, and she has brought very good insights also in subjects similar to this. So if you can have her on your panel sometimes, I'm sure you will have a very good talk with her also. Just so you know.
Yes, look, I'm happy to do. I mean, I don't know if you've seen. I did quite a few interviews lately, which I've been very proud of. The
Yeah, I
very
watched
first.
those. I have had time, and you have done a great job. And welcome the journey to. I mean, also, I'm very, very honored that I got your invitation mail because sometimes it's good to feel included. I mean, I'm a very, very small channel, and I try just to be to support all of you others because we have some common goals, common interests. It's like Brad and Maya do lots of arts. Kelly does lots of art. I just love to watch them do their art, and that can inspire me, or music or stuff like that. So I mean, we kind of try to, how can I say it in best way, relax our minds a little bit. We have not lost our focus. We are just recharging and getting new energy and new ideas while we do these other things. Then we have those real boots on the ground that are really giving it to those orgs when which they can, which I think is very important. But these people, we all do different things, but I think the way you do it also, I mean, it's like we gather in a warm hall and we can just sit and hang out a little bit and share thoughts. I think
The
it's
thing
important.
is, you see, Nico, is that I don't want to be in people's faces all the time about dwarfism. But October is dwarfism awareness. There are lots of other communities that are celebrating in October. There are many. It's breast cancer months. It's um, baby
Yeah, I mean,
angels months, etc. But I want to come back to. I didn't finish my story with that chat where this person was saying something and little Davy, and I just tried to explain, and the reply was, and I thought it was so stupid, was, oh yeah, but you know that person in that other life the other day is constantly saying little Davy. And I'm like, because another person says it, you have to do it as well. Why can't you think for yourself? Oh, crazy love is back.
yeah,
She's
welcome back.
driving. That scares me when they're driving and they're alive.
But yes, I mean,
I'm literally around the
yeah,
corner.
welcome back. And I mean, that's also something you can't blame others for your own actions, and you can't hide behind other people. I mean, you have to take accountability for what you do yourself. And I mean, that's why I acknowledge what I have said, and I'm trying to learn to not say stupid things. I will say other stupid things. I'm pretty sure about that
Look,
because it's the way I am.
I do sometimes stupid things too.
Yeah.
You know, I am 58 years old and I start to feel my age only because I don't seem to be able to follow things anymore. Like, you know, like I said at the beginning of the stream, you have to constantly concentrating on how you're going to say something, what you're going to say something, in what way you're going to say something, so you're not going to offend anyone. And it's very difficult, and there are communities, the
I
big
think,
ones, that are
yeah.
constantly bashing down or using their, I'm not going to say the names because I don't want to start a war, but where they
Well,
say, oh, you
people
said
are
that
a bit too
30
touchy.
years ago, you have to be kicked out of your job, or, you know, there are so many things like that happening. And I'm like, it's getting really out of hand, right?
Yeah, people are, I think too many people are too thin-skinned, really. Or even worse, or this is this what I call representative indignation when people almost look for a reason to go for other people to criticize them. I mean, when they even start to criticize for something that the other person even doesn't even bother about. I mean, has this society becoming too confrontational or too touchy in some ways? That's what I'm wondering sometimes.
Listen to my Joe, everyone. because I'm
Yeah.
going down and I'm like, I can't see anything. But I'm not in your Unico. I'm just trying to get and normally I like to say hello to every individual, but it's a bit difficult today. Like I said, I'm not used for the chat to, and I'm still not at the bottom of the chat, but I'm trying to start what I don't read in advance. Everything that is a bit bigger than one line, I'll just star it and then we'll
Well, you
no,
take it
I
in
am at the
your time.
bottom.
This is your channel after all. I had a friend of mine who has had very much problems about being afraid of what people think and not say. And I read somewhere in psychology this grid is 4 squares. I could draw that, but I don't want to do too complicated. But basically, if I draw it on a piece of paper and show you, we have these. No, you see it's censored. Anyway, so if you imagine a grid with 4 squares, the upper left is what people think or what people know about you, but you don't know. And in the bottom left is what you know and people know about you. In the right hand bottom corner is what you know about yourself, but people don't know about yourself. Your personal space or secrets. And then in the upper right corner is what people don't know about you and you don't know about yourself. We always move in these different areas, but many of the most we are afraid of is the unknown that others have control over and not yourself. You can only control your own half of this. That means what you know about yourself. Either other people know or not know about yourself. But then what other people think about you,
Weather here
it's
is
really their
crazy.
problem, not yours. So that's something important to learn also, I think. Welcome back.
I am actually I never really cared to know what people think about me. You either accept me for who I am or you don't
Of
accept
course.
me. But then I won't, you know what I'm gonna tell you? I don't want you near me. Just go somewhere else to find whoever is better for you or is more worthy of you.
Really?
No one is worthy of me, and no one is worthy of anything else. I'm just me, and either you like me or you don't like me. I have a friend who once said, but many, many years ago, he said to me, "You are like Marmite. We either like you or we don't." And I said, I think that is for everyone, for every single person on this earth.
That's what
We're
makes us
all like
unique.
Marmite. We either like it or we don't. Sorry,
We are,
I don't think I'm the only one.
yeah, I
No,
mean,
you're
we are
definitely not the
acquired
only one.
tastes all.
What did you say, Crazy?
I said you're definitely not the only one because I tell somebody that if I'm not your cup of tea, maybe someday I will be, but just don't drink me that day. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, but it's just, and sorry, the weather here is getting like really
Yeah,
crazy
I
because
see.
we're in a winter advisory.
Oh,
And it seems like it's coming in really fast, hence my on and off. Um, but I was gonna say, yeah, like just like you're doing, dwarfism, but I happen to celebrate this month as breast cancer awareness because not only my mom, but I fought and battled breast cancer not once but twice, and so everybody has their own, little thing that they
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But just because, when I got the email
from you, I was like, absolutely, I'll support you in that, you know, because if I was to do one on breast cancer, I'm sure you would be right up on that panel with me too, you know,
Oh, sure.
because
Straight
that's what
away.
we're here for, you know, just because I don't have dwarfism and I don't know anybody who is a little person. My grandma was close to it. She was like my grandma was like 4'8", and my mom was 4'9.5". My mom was so excited not to be in a booster seat. But we always made fun of my grandma if she kept mouthing off, then we were going to put her in a booster seat. It was just funny. That's just how we joked around here, you know.
I have to say, you know, when it comes to breast cancer months, it's important to me because my oldest stepdaughter was diagnosed with breast cancer at the end of, wait, 23, 22, 21.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been clear since last year.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
it
I
was
just
tough.
got this tattoo in remembrance of my mom.
Oh,
And it has 4 wings, one for each time that me and her battled. So,
oh, wow.
yep.
Very
So
beautiful.
it's very beautiful. I like butterfly. It looks like a butterfly from here, you know,
It
but
is. It is.
It's both an
oh,
angel and a
for breast
butterfly.
cancer.
it's beautiful. Wow.
I really like the
Yep.
design of that one.
Yeah.
It's very
So
nice.
and it has the body is the breast cancer
The
flag.
ribbon.
So
Yeah, the ribbon.
ribbon, yeah. So, but I mean, I just, you know, I'll support anybody in any of their endeavors, and I hope that, you know, people support me. That's how I always am. I always will be. I'm a giver. Very rarely ask. And I'm always that one. I even hear, like, when it snows and stuff, can you imagine? I get my ass out of my car and I help push people's vehicles out of the snow. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh,
I pull my car over and I help push them out of the snow. Why? Because I would hate to be that person that has 50 cars drive by and not a single jackass stops by to help me. So
I know
I'm,
that. That is, look, when my mother, for example, uh, when she travels, has to take the train and she has a suitcase and she turned 90 yesterday, by the way.
Wow.
oh,
Yeah, I actually put a post yesterday on my community page, and you will see if you see the picture, she doesn't look 90 at all. But she says it's unbelievable how many people look away. I don't want to help her. Oh, there's a cloud. They don't help. And she has to ask someone, excuse me, can you help me? It's the same as when you're in a shop. But when you travel and you have suitcase, you have to take the train to the airport because what's the point? Because the airport where she lives in Switzerland, she lives in Montreux. Geneva is on the other side of the lake. It's, you know, it's going to cost, excuse my language, a shitload to park your car at the airport. I think it's in every airport around the world. So she takes the train and the train goes straight into the airport. Um, but if she wouldn't ask, no one would help. And then she says, I arrive in Edinburgh and everyone wants to help me. And I said, that's the difference, you know. It's that Swiss people are actually quite, you know, I live my life, you live yours, and that's good. Nothing in between, right?
there. I
You do
love Temple
you, I
Grandin.
do me.
And that is
Sorry.
really amazing, really, that people can differ so much from one place to another. Some place people are much more warm and helpful. Other places they are like so stuck up in their own self or self-importance. So, I mean,
But you
people
Yeah.
tend
see,
to forget.
So Cher asked if you've ever seen the movie about Temple Grandin. I love her. She is absolutely fantastic. I had dinner with her, I met her, and she is the most amazing freaking human on the planet. I absolutely adore her. I still have contact with her through email. She is amazing. Like, she is so entirely smart. She doesn't even realize how smart she is. But
I
it's all
don't
about
know.
giving to
I
her.
don't know the name. Don't
I will have to
forget,
look that
we
up.
are
I
in
don't know either,
Europe,
but I'm gonna write it up.
and I think I know a lot of American celebrities or whatever, that a lot of my friends here in the UK say, "Who are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Come on, you should know." And they're like,
So her name is Temple Grandin. She is a genius. So this lady, she had autism. She has autism. Not she did, but she has autism. And she went many, 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 many years without touching her mom. Her mom didn't get hugs for many, many, many years. Well, come to find out, when she went to college, she made this contraption. And you know those contraptions that the bulls get put in and they get squoze as they're getting branded and stuff? She invented that. And then
Oh,
she found out that instead of having these bulls when they're going up to the slaughterhouse, instead of trying to rush them and push them into the slaughter doors, to have them go into a circular motion, it actually calms their brain down and stuff like that, and they move slowly. Genius. Fucking genius. Pardon my language. Amazing. She's a doctor now. She's got her doctorates in, like, she's a doctor. She's got so many. I can't even sit here and think and list off of everything. She taught
"But do you
at
remember? Sorry to interrupt, but you remember Rain Man is a very good example as well to show you that they are extremely intelligent. We just don't give them enough attention to realize it, how intelligent they are. They're more intelligent than we are. And
yes,
that's,
yes.
I mean,
there
Dustin
was
Hoffman
one
was
other movie
bloody
too.
amazing. And I read, wait a second, I read not long ago an article that interviewed Dustin Hoffman, and he says, in general, doesn't matter what role I'm playing, I lived that role in private life as well during filming, 6 months, 12 months. And with Raymond, he behaved like that as well outside the studio. And he said it was very difficult because people in my family or friend, they had difficulties to get used to see a different Dustin Hoffman. But he said it was one of his most important role to have to get this um, important message out to make people real. I think that was on one of the first movies that made me aware that how intelligent they are.
Yeah,
And in
so after
America, in America, you had also a television series called Corgi. Have you ever heard of it?
more than
Which
likely.
one of the Love brothers? Which one of them was that? I will try to find. I might pronounce it wrong, but that was also about a young boy, well, teenage boy with autism. What's the matter with you? Sorry, my dogs. I don't have children, but I have dogs. um.
They all like children.
Oh,
But this so after she invented the squeeze chute, she used it all through college, and everybody thought that she was so freaking crazy and this and that. But the day she graduated from college, she went up and gave her mom the first hug that she's had in years and years and years. And like, she has grown. Like, I was able to shake her hand, and she, gave me a side pat when I met her. We she was able to keep eye contact. Like she was doing so good. And that was like midway into when I met her. I mean, gosh, it's been like
Yeah, I know there's a TV series called Eureka. I know, where there's a town where there's very talented people also,
yeah.
and that's one. And then there is Project Mercury, I think. Google. Wait, I have to check it. Yeah, Mercury Rising with
be
Bruce
so
Willis, where he
fascinated.
protects a boy. So there are a
Bridget, you
few
would
good
be
ones.
fascinated by Temple Grandin. I know you would. Like, she is absolutely amazing. She has a book. I mean, I have her book. I have all of her books. I have her movie. I have books that are signed by her. Like, she is just fantastic. I love her. So whoever share, you open the gate to Temple Grandin. Sorry. She's a soft part in my heart because, one, I got to meet her, and two, I have an autistic bipolar son, and he's just been misunderstood his whole life, and nobody really understands him. Nobody wants to give him a chance, and it's been frustrating. So
Yeah, I have friends in the spectrum too. I really don't consider them in the spectrum. I just consider them that they are themselves.
yeah.
But the thing is to give everyone the chance to be themselves. I think that's what's very difficult for many people. As Brigitte said earlier, that some places people are so narrow-minded or so square that they have to put you in a box. If you don't fit in that box, then it's your fault, not their fault that they try to put you in the wrong box.
Well, see, and a lot of the kids that are on spectrum, you know what their number one thing that they want is to be heard. That's all. All they want you to do, let them talk your ear off for 3 hours. You don't even have to listen to them. They just want to talk.
Yeah.
They just want to talk. They want to feel like somebody's listening to them. That's all. You know? And so, but I love you guys. I got to get in and cook dinner. Thank you guys so much for having me on here.
I thank you for joining. It was a pleasure
Always
to
a
meet
pleasure.
you. And I have actually replied to your email today.
Okay, perfect.
Keep up the good work, Grace. I love the
I need to go
organization
through
you are
the
building up.
comments because I feel like I'm letting the chat a little bit down. So
yes, we are actually doing our first networking for the organization on November 9th. So
Great. That's
we're
great.
excited. We're gonna meet
and I love the name. It's just perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna meet a lot of different religions and stuff like that, ex-religions, ex-members. We're gonna collab with a lot of bigger channels, and there's a couple secrets we have in hand. So
The thing is,
You never show all your cards. You never do that, right?
nope.
She will. She already is. But the first story about a quote that really struck me. And I'm from Switzerland. We are a small country. In those days, we didn't. Not a lot of things were told in the media or on the news channels. And there was the cult of the Temple of the Sun, and there was this mass suicide. There were, I think, 25, and it was not even very far away where my mom lives, and it was such a shock. And it was just few weeks before Christmas, and then at the same time in Canada as well, and I think in America as well, it was the most horrific thing we had encountered in Switzerland. And even the little babies were killed. It was horrendous.
It
Wow.
reminds me of the same as
And all
Jonestown.
in the name
There
of
are
money.
things that you simply can't understand or fathom because they are so mad.
Yeah.
No, and I think it's my brother told me that last night. I think it's the 25th or the 30th anniversary of it, something like that. I think more 25 or more, no 30th. But hey, I'm gonna let you go.
Thank you
don't
so
want
much,
to let
guys.
the kids get hungry, because of me. And I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Crazy. Bye.
And bye.
Okay, Nico, let's go to my start message because I start quite a lot.
Yeah, no
And I'm
problems.
sorry, I might not even remember where we were then. Okay, Cricket Cinema. Oh, Cricket Cinema is here. Cricket Cinema is always here. My friend is a
A
little
great
person,
supporter of
and
us all.
yes, and in public, like at the doctor or bank, people would ask her daughter what she wanted, even though my friend was standing right there. Yeah, it's like I understand exactly what you mean, Cricket, because it's like we don't hear, we don't see, we are stupid. We're not, we're just small.
There is nothing worse
A
than
small
people
pack.
assuming things. There's nothing worse than people assuming things about you.
That's why my number one word I hate is the word assume. I hate when people say, yes, but I assumed. Why are you assuming when you can open your mouth and ask? And my mother always said, you're always gonna get an answer. It might not always be the one you expect or want to hear, but you're always gonna get an answer. So the word assume is not my favorite one. Okay.
Almost makes me think about the Golden Girls, Sophia. Picture this. Italy, 1930. Well, I mean,
Sure.
that's the old saying. You can stay stupid or you can open your mouth and be less stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid answers. I say often.
Okay. Jill says, I had a friend at school who was of small stature and she had some struggles, but she hid it well with humor. Later in life was when she had problems with health. She passed away a few years ago. I'm so sorry to hear that, Joe. Oh, look, that's what we most do, people with small stature. I played the clown for many, many years. And I still do. You can see it when I laugh, when I make jokes about myself. Um, because you know what? There's enough shit going on in this world. We don't need even more. So let's have a little bit of fun, lighten up the room, and that's why I'm. It's very rare I come across people that I don't like or they don't like me because yeah.
Well,
But
you can
since
force
I
them.
am in therapy, I've been told I have to tell my friend this and that, and I tried and it went on deaf ears. And I said, you see, it doesn't work. So don't tell me to do shit like that ever again.
Well, sometimes you have to go by your gut feeling, but as long as you feel good about it, I think that's the most important. And if you feel something, then tell people this makes me feel uncomfortable, or this does make me feel unliked or not liked. And that way, if you communicate with people, then they can't blame not knowing. Then
The thing
they
is
can't say ignorant. Then
in general, when it comes to my height, people don't really ask question. The biggest problem, sorry, Cricket, I don't know what you're talking about. You were in discussion. I just started starring stuff, so I apologize. But if you would put comment or question at the beginning, it would be easier for me. Um, is that when you go shopping and you have small children and say, "Oh, mommy, 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 have you seen the little woman?" And it's the reaction of the parent that is the worst. Because I always say, when you explain something very specific to your child, like they were a grown up, they are intelligent enough to understand, but you have to explain it. I think we don't give children enough credit not to understand what we are saying. So there was an instance once where the mother shouted at this kid, and I turned around. And I'm like, You don't have to shout at your kid. Explain. They are tall people, small, fat, thin, different colors. Just explain it. Don't have a go at this kid. I mean, it's not the way to make our future generations to understand each other if you don't bring this information across.
I
That's
mean, it's
why,
like telling. I mean, there are strawberries in different sizes. They are each are as good. I mean, some strawberries are bigger than others. Others are smaller, but they're still strawberries. I mean, we are all human. We come in different
Mm,
sizes and different tastes.
yeah. So let me see.
Yeah, I've seen lots of interesting comments and also nice chat between people. I
Yeah,
see.
but I just start. I'm at the moment looking at
Yeah,
start one,
you do
and
that.
I don't see what was above and below. So we talk too much, Nico. That's why people who have
We
had
can't
a
talk
loved
too
one with
much.
a
But people
disability.
hasn't told us to shut up yet, so
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you to shut up. I was reading through the.
okay.
I'm joking. People
Yeah,
who
no.
have had loved one with a disability before always seem to respect anyone different from them. Ever noticed that? Oh yes, totally.
Very much. But that
Everyone
also
who's
means
yeah,
that you have learned empathy. I think that's one part, to be able to feel for someone, or just to, to be willing to understand someone and not just judge them. Because as much as the word assume, also to be judgmental is the worst thing you can be, because that means you don't know, you just assume and judge.
exactly. And the thing is that I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, forget it.
But as you say, people who can relate to something, often if they have known someone, they tend to understand better. I think many people are afraid of the unknown or don't know how to deal with the unknown. So if something is different, they can feel it like a threat because they don't know how to handle it, and instead they act very stupid. That's a reflection I have sometimes.
Yes, yes. Rika says 100. We have tons of material for Davy Insult without talking about his eye. Thank you, Rika, if you're still here, and thank you for joining.
Yeah, she has a very good.
Look who's here. Oh, I'm sorry if I missed saying. You see, I'm so used to normally say hello to everyone. Height is such a stupid reason to make a judgment on someone. It's not like you can pick it anyway. You're
True.
right, macht mir doch egal. I like to say his name.
Her. It's
Uh,
Sophia.
you told me before, Nico. I forget. You know, you have to remember so many people, you know.
Well,
So I
I mean, I try
apologize.
to
Macht
keep
mir
track.
doch
You
egal.
try to keep. But Sophia, she's, as I said, you should bring her in sometime because you could have very interesting talk with her. I always like to talk with her.
Can you send me the name of the channel?
Joe, didn't you share her channel before?
Yeah, but you see, is I'm on Streamyard. As soon as it goes to YouTube, I don't have the chat anymore.
Hmm. I think I saw it. I'm gonna scroll and see if I find it.
I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Joe has shared a few.
Yeah,
I've never
she
seen
shared
someone
even
who
my channel, so I'm very grateful for that. But still, this is interesting comment also, this one you're reading now.
I've never seen someone with dwarfism and thought, wow, she's short. I just know they have dwarfism and know they are just a regular person and judge them on personality alone.
That's the way to do.
Yes, it's not only personality, it's how the person interacts with you, how their heart is speaking to you. You know, you might encounter a person of small stature that is nasty. I'm not saying there's no one in our community that is bad. There might be. I don't know. I haven't come across them, but I'm not going to say we're all angels with a halo above our heads, right?
No, I mean each represent themselves, right?
Yeah. But we're quite, not because we're small, but we're not shouting. And why I wanted to advocate this, not only because I have dwarfism, but because, especially in America, and for the ones who are watching channels like TLZ, etc., uh, you had Real Housewife stylish program called The Little Women. There were all dwarfs, but I thought, oh, great, but they were not educating people. It was just drama between friends, and I'm like, this is
Yeah, but
crap. Excuse me.
those so-called real have nothing to do with reality. They're just real messes, in my opinion.
The Little Women were rubbish, and there's only two other programs that I really like, and well, three, until one of them turned rubbish. But one was The Little Couple.
I think I know that one. I've seen some.
She's very small dwarf. She's a very, very well-known doctor, specialized in children's, I can't remember what, but she's very intelligent. Her husband's slightly taller. Where they lived before, I can't remember, where they moved to Florida afterwards. He had very good pet shop or company. Um, and they both have, she had cancer. He had back surgery. And they both have, both as a couple, obviously, they adopted two children of with dwarfism from two different countries. So you have the boy is from China and the little girl from India. And these are children that are very easy to adopt because in their country, they're regarded as, excuse my language, as misfits.
Yes,
So
and
they're
those
placed
cultures are
in
very, very shallow in some parts.
extremely shallow
Yeah.
and therefore very difficult to get adopted as well. So, um, and yeah, the boy is now a teen. Is such a cute little thing, and the little girl as well. But they're a little bit older now. And then there's the other series. I can't remember the title, but it's a family, and they're all dwarfs, and they adopt. I think they have the two oldest children are their biological children, and the other two, three children are adopted. One from Mongol is, I think, from Ukraine. One from, I can't remember where now. Where is it? China, perhaps, or Japan? I can't remember.
But
But
still, I
they're
feel
missing.
the problem is when people have some kind of specifications before you are considered a human being, which I find backwards. I mean, it should be who you are and what you do that defines your worth. But that's been a very prominent problem in our society today. I mean, the way we judge people without knowing them even.
Yeah. I've been told that most of my male peers from 14 on, and what you find out that way, they'll find a reason to bully you either way because they're insecure about their desire to fit into ideas. Totally.
Yeah. And I
I
mean,
I get that.
and I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
people feel intimidated or insecure because of you, they will look for any reason they can find to be nasty at you. And I think that is very deplorable. I don't know a better word for it really, but I mean, the way some people treat each other is it's unworthy really that people can treat that way.
My grandma used to say, "It's not your business what others think about you." Very profound. I see you as quick-witted, bright light that's been through some shit. Yeah.
Definitely.
Let me. Oh, what's going on?
I'm looking for scrolling through here. There are so many great comments, really.
I'm so thankful to constant growth mindset and learning from other perspective. I'm like that. Thank you, the journey 2020 for joining. And hello.
Always has many great ideas and considerations. So I mean,
Let me see.
there now I found Sophia's page. I can't understand how come I didn't have it before, but now I have it anyway. So now subscribe to Sophia. If you haven't subscribed to her page, make sure you do that.
To who?
Sophia.
Oh, did you find the channel?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh,
I'll put it
are
in the
you going to
private.
share it with me or not?
If you behave. Of course I will. I'll send it here in the private chat for you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to go a bit further down.
Yeah.
I must have stopped storing. Oh, here.
But then again, also, it's like I have borrowed one expression from Susie Oberholtz.
Mm-hmm.
The more voices, the better. I mean.
Yes.
Well, there Joe also posted her link in the YouTube chat now, so just in case. Thank you, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like this input and these comments because this chat has been really supportive and understanding. And I mean, there are so many different stories in life that it's just amazing when people share them and you get to know more about people. And I mean, the same thing about you. I mean, the more I get to know you, the more I get to know you, the more I think you're fun in some way. That's the way it
That's
is.
how I want to come across, because you see, like I said, a lot of things are way too heavy these days, right? You have, I don't know how many wars going on, and we are in the 21st century. I have issue about, what we are anti-Scientology and all the abuses of children, elderly, human trafficking, etc. But then you have wars and children are being killed. And in the 21st century, that shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't have wars anymore. But still, come on. And then it starts worrying me. So to stop me worrying, I'm starting to be funny. And sometimes when I need a break from anti-Scientology stuff, and because sometimes it gets into my head and then I get really upset, I have to stop for 2 days watching anything about it. And I watch stupid things.
And I mean, that's about it. We need some kind of safety vents. Otherwise, we will blow our lids off, basically. We need to make sure that we don't overcook our brains, basically, because
Or
that's
when
so
for
simple to do.
example, when I feel a bit too sorry for myself, which happens a lot lately, you know what I do? People are going to laugh, but I love watching Dr. Phil. And you know why? Because that's when you realize that there are people who have it much worse than I have. It's a bit like the book Pollyanna. Have you ever heard of the story
I've
of
heard of it,
Pollyanna?
but I haven't read or seen it, but I've heard about it, yes.
Well, my mother used that book as a Bible, and I had to read it as a kid. And there was a movie as well, an American movie, and the story is that Pollyanna was living with her dad, who was a missionary. somewhere, I don't know where, in Africa or something like that. And the story is that he told, the story was that one year she wanted a doll for her birthday, but because in this remote place where they were, he said, well, I'm gonna try to get you one, I'm gonna order, but I don't know if it's gonna come, if we're gonna get it. And her birthday arrived, the package arrived, and it was just a pair of crutches. And she got really upset, and her father said, but there is a positive side. Yeah, it's negative, you didn't get your doll, but look at the positive side. You don't need to use the crutches. And so
Hmm.
Pollyanna started living to always find something that was negative. She always trying to find something positive in this negative. So then her dad passed away, and she's been sent back home to America to live with her aunt. Her aunt has never been married. She's a bit, can I say that out loud? Frigid, doesn't show lots of emotion. And then this young 13 or 14-year-old girl comes in, and,
Hormone storming and
and
everything.
she's not used to having children. And then she steers up everything, from the people working in the household, everything. So if you haven't read the book or seen the movie is from I think from the 60s. Who played Pollyanna? I think Heather Mills.
I will have to look that
Um,
one up. I'm going to write it up on my to-do list.
yeah, it's a beautiful movie, but it's not just, an American movie, a classical American movie like I like, but there is a very important message in that movie. There's always a positive in a negative. You just have to find it. You
Yeah,
don't get
that's
it
kind of been
all,
my life too.
you get crutches. Be happy. You don't have to use the crutches. It's a beautiful message.
It
So I'm
is,
gonna,
but
sorry, go on.
that's also depending on how self-centered some people are. Because if we look at today's society, many people think more about what they don't have than they have. As I say, I mean, currently I'm employed. I'm going to study. I work extra at the hotel, but I have a home, a safe bed where to sleep. I have food. I have clothes. That means I have it better than at
Oh,
least 90% of this world's population. And for
yeah,
that, I'm very grateful. And the same thing, I can just appreciate, like live next to a park. When it's nice weather, I go out and just enjoy the beauty of the park and just being there. So, I mean, either you are unhappy or you look for those moments of joy in life. Those people that only look for more than they have, they're like kids in a candy store. They will never be happy or satisfied, no matter what. And that's what I've heard also. That did you know that those who eat these so-called Prozac and whatever these mood heightening medicines, the big most consuming those are the children of very rich people. I mean, they should be happy that they have everything they need, but still they are unhappy.
and more, yeah,
So I mean, it
because
doesn't.
money is thrown at their faces, and they don't. Probably the parents don't really have time to show them any kind of love. Um, yeah,
But that means so I mean, so I very much can relate to the lesson from Pollyanna that it's up to you. It's like to say when you get lemons, make lemonade.
exactly. Yeah, there's something beautiful Joe wrote. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really late. I'm about 20 minutes late in the chat. I always make sure I look at the person of small stature or person in a wheelchair before I even speak to anyone with them. I interact with them first. That's very nice. Thank you. That's good. Yeah, because there's a lot of people, where you say you're invited to a gathering or something, you arrive, and people trust in you and speak to the people that you are with. And then, unless your friends introduce you, no one really speaks to you, because, and I don't think we don't have to see it in a negative way as well. It's very often, if you look at how they react, is that they're uncomfortable because they don't know how to react. The only thing is, and that's why I'm doing this, is that you don't have to react. I'm just small, that's all. But I'm a person. I can talk, I can laugh, I can cry, I pee, I poo like everyone else too, right? So, but you see, there are people who are in this kind of and other situation. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know, and so instead of doing something wrong, perhaps they ignore the person. Because when I
Sometimes
speak
it's
about
about being
autism,
afraid.
because what Joe says here is, for example, when for the ones who don't know, my family, well, my mom and I, we went, how you say that, on television show in Switzerland in 1995, and to make people aware about dwarfism and all the problems, and they came to um, film how mom goes shopping, asking for help all the time. They filmed me at work and, things like that. And I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say now with that. I
But
forgot.
it's
What
about
did you say?
awareness, I think. Also about awareness and how you treat people, in one sense.
Yeah, but I forgot what I was meant to say with this.
Well, well, if we go
Ah,
from this, what you have highlighted here, I mean, it should be just being a decent person. And I mean, if someone in a wheelchair comes with an assistant to a place where you give them service, I mean, if in that case, that means that that person is the one having getting service. It's like I've been driving these disabled people. I've been driving bus and everything, taxi and everything. And I mean, I always go for the, so I say my customers or my guests. I want to make them feel welcome. That's the most important for me always. Those others, those people that follow them, they're just accessories in that case for me. I mean, just because you sit in a wheelchair doesn't mean you're deaf.
no,
People
that
tend
that
to,
that's okay.
I
Let
mean,
let
like Joe
me.
says, it's not difficult to be kind. It takes more of your energy to be cruel. But somehow, some people, like you said before, when they don't know how to behave or act, instead of asking,
Oh,
they tend to try to ignore the problem because they feel ashamed that they don't know how to react or do. So sometimes they apply their own shame on others.
sorry, Nico. I remember what I meant to
Yeah,
say. So when we went on that television show, is I made clear at some stage that I was not only advocating for us as people of short stature, but also don't forget people in a wheelchair. They're about my height. And in those days, compared to other countries, ATM machines were very high. There was an instance where they filmed me, so I was going on my toes. I could put the card in, but I couldn't see the screen, so I had to go backwards again to be able to see what was on the screen. But then anyone that would stand behind me could see when I put the code in, because I'm not tall, I'm not hiding anything away from the ATM. So I was advocating for that as well. So a child, say a child, well, in those days, no, but now children have, there are special bank accounts and debit cards for children, but someone in a wheelchair, they wouldn't be able to take any money out of business hours of the bank. And as far as I know, according to my mother, everything has been lowered accordingly. Also, you know, the SOS, the orange SOS things on the highways. Um, yeah, you can pull the thing, but to talk to them, and then you have all the cars behind you passing by, you can't really hear what they're saying. And also, this SOS, I don't know how you call them, they're behind a barrier. So you have to climb over that barrier, but that barrier is quite high up. I've been in a situation like that. You know, it took me a while to get over that barrier because lifting up my leg, I'm not that tall. It was ridiculous. Can you imagine there's something happening? Someone has an accident, and say the child comes scotch free, and they know that they can ask for help on those things, but they can't get over the barrier because it's too high up. I'm the height of what, 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
A kid wouldn't. If I can't, they can't either. How do they, in God's name, get any help? You know, and
Well,
on a
that's
highway, it's
also a
difficult
lack
for
of
cars
forethought.
to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Sorry, everyone, if I missed some of your
But I think,
comments
yeah,
on.
let's see here.
Rika has a question. Do you think society is better, more educates,
Sympathetic.
sympathetic about differences now, or were people more empathetic in the past? I think they're more empathetic now,
Both,
but
I would say. It's a split
it's
because some
more
people are
balanced.
more empathetic and more people, some people are more shallow and callous. It's because many of those people that live with the face in a camera kind of also self-absorbed. They don't see other people's or their needs. But people that have open minds or willing to learn things, they have more understanding today because today we access the world in a different way than before when you were more caught in a little village or town. So that's a double-edged thing, but I think it comes down to your own mindset, how you will adapt to things.
Yeah,
What do you
but
think?
you see, I think I was talking about in my very first life at the beginning of the month about dwarfism is that a few years ago I did something similar but for work, and it was the second year of the pandemic, and you know, so it was easy to do. And I had invited a professor from the University of Newcastle who is specialized actually in the kind of dwarfism I have. And then I came across on Facebook this young girl, well, girl, this young lady. She's in her early 20s, and in the last 3 years, she has achieved so much. She lives and grew up in Wales, which is a bit of a, you know, area that is a bit special. I don't know how to
Wales
explain
is
that. But
Wales,
anyway,
basically.
yeah, Wales is Wales. And she has written a book, for a children's book, specifically about, it's called Mummy, There's a New Girl in School. It's for children. It's beautifully done. It's available on Amazon. I actually, on my first live, I said, if people comment in the comments on afterwards, after the live, I would actually put them on a wheel, and I would offer or give away two of her books. And you know what? No one ever commented on that live. So no one was interested in that book. It's a beautiful book.
I
Um,
have to find that one.
I will
Beautiful.
show it in a minute because I think it's worth advertising for her.
Yeah.
Um, she has managed to get actually she's not in Wales anymore because she managed to get Birmingham to light one building green, and green is the color of dwarfism awareness. She's going to school. She's advocating for dwarfism, explaining bloody bloody blah. She's doing amazing. She's doing really well. Let me just quickly check Amazon. Yeah. I have to find it with her.
Interesting is that green is also the color of Archangel Raphael, who is all about healing. So green is a very special color for me.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Let me just try to find you guys. Oh, here you are. Oh, perhaps I need to do it this way. Here we go. I'll just quickly show. Here. I'm gonna do entire screen because otherwise.
Yeah, you do that. I'm just gonna write a comment here. Oh, look, we're going deep.
Yeah, so here is the book by Daniel Webb. The illustrations are beautifully done. So that's Mommy, there's a new girl. Unfortunately, it's just showing two different, but you see, it's very well done. It's lovely written and easy for a child to understand. It's not specifically written for because that new girl in school is a small girl, but it's to educate kids about the differences, that not everyone is the same. It's a lovely book, honestly.
I can imagine, because that is a little bit like they use fables to teach lessons earlier, like I suppose fables. Many times, and earlier stories like Grimm and all those, they had a message in them. They were not just a waste of time, but many of those early stories had there was some meaning behind these stories. I mean, so
Okay, I
that's
think I
the kind
lost.
of stories that are good. They bring something.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still about. Now I'm half an hour. Okay. Let's see what that is. When my daughter was 14, she came home and said a mean girl told her she was fat. She clapped back and said, "Well, you're an A and I can lose weight." She was so proud of herself. I said, "You go, girl."
I
What
agree.
a
That's the
good
same thing that I
answer.
said.
What a good answer. I love it. Well, you're and I can lose weight. Wow. I love, and for 14.
That's a very sensitive age. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
especially at
actually, it
14.
already starts at 10, 11 for many girls. It starts already then, when the first changes start to come.
Oh,
That's
look
when,
who's here. Snot face. I see your name everywhere in the chat, and you're appearing in mine. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Yeah, she's a little badass.
yeah.
Oh, Scott, Manning 8 is here too. Thank you for joining if you're still here. Ah. Well, Amy,
Sorry.
I just created the second channel, and it's all about I'm giving my 2 cents about all the Real Housewives and other programs I'm watching. And I don't think there is gonna be another series of the New Jersey. It's dead now.
I
And
guess.
honestly, I don't know if I could watch another season with Teresa Giudice. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Can't.
Let's see here. Is a link for me to click on? I see. Let's see where it is. I have to scroll to.
Uh, Rika, I'm honestly really thankful for everyone bringing awareness to differences in the community or whatever. Diversity is beautiful. I agree with you, Rika. And I've been trying to watch in replay as well your ones about autism awareness. It's very well done. I just haven't had the time to watch them all. But yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning. All these different communities, we need to be more aware of other communities and help each other and support each other. And if I want drama in my life, I watch the Real Housewives of that or that or that. But I don't want to see dramas in this one. But unfortunately, it's human. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, that's Snotface says she's now 26 and hunts, changes her own tires, packs an army and wrestles horses. She's still a badass. Wow. Yeah, you have a good one here, Cher.
That sounds great.
Send her some hugs from me. I used to shoot as well, but in clubs.
Yeah, it's been a while since I was to the range also. But still, I mean, I think that we have a consensus.
I'm trying to. It's difficult when it's mirrored. Have you noticed?
Yeah, because this is my
Because my
left hand and
cat
it's on
is
my right.
normally this here,
Yeah,
but it's actually here. She's here.
yeah.
Abri. But on the screen, you're on the other side. Snotface. You see, it might be fake drama, but I like that drama. I don't have lots of drama around here apart from my dogs, but and bills, and like Nico, I lost my job at the beginning of the year, and so it drove me a little bit over the edge, but that's my only drama. So when I need drama in my life, I go and watch this stuff. And that's why I created my other channel, so I can give my 2 cents. If I have anyone watching my videos or not, I don't give a hoot. I just talk, and that's all I want to do. So some of the I haven't put any videos up yet because I'm just starting. So anyway, I'm not here to. Yes, actually, I'm here to advertise for my other channel too, which
Of
is
course,
Keep
it's your
Up
channel
with
both.
a Voila. Sorry?
I mean, it's your channel, your house, your rules. Why
Oh
wouldn't you
yeah,
make
yeah, I
ads for
forgot
your
about
own?
that. Yeah, but I want to be you're right. I can
Why?
advertise. My second channel is called Keeping Up with a Voila. Et voilà.
Yeah, et voila. And that's French for here you got it. Here you have it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. They're all chatting to each other, so I'm not gonna put
Yeah,
on.
there's been some very interesting conversation, and I have put in some comments here and there when I can. But I think there is a consensus about being more considerate and being just take your time to think about other people's feelings. It's not like you have to walk on eggshells, but try to be genuine and try to treat everyone as a person and not as a strange object on a display you have never seen before. I think that's a if people start to think more like we are all people and treat each other as people and find common ground, I think that would help a lot. That's
Yeah.
like my
But look, I don't want to sound horrible, and I hope I'm not going to offend anyone. But it starts very early in life, and it's before a child goes to school, it's the parents' responsibility to teach you what's wrong, what's right, right?
But I think
And
if kids don't learn what no means and to respect each other and respect other people, that's when we get
that is
these
the
shallow
thing,
people.
Nico. Children don't know what the word respect means. They're throwing the word around, but they don't know what it means,
I mean,
right?
I've seen tons of videos about people who are very, I mean, those people that don't know, learn respect. It doesn't mean you have to abuse the children. It doesn't mean you have to hit or anyone harm them. To
No.
say no to a child and to teach them consequences, that is to help them in life, because the longer they go without no one putting boundaries for them, the harder it will get for them. Sometimes I see these
Oh,
terrifying videos on YouTube about people who, honestly, I can't imagine how someone has let it go so far. I mean, it doesn't mean you don't have to scare people, right? You don't have to punish people, right? But you can guide people, right, with common sense and just show them. And that's the big problem with many adults. We don't lead with example. We just tell people, and kids see double standards. If adults tell them one thing but do another thing, the kids will do what the adults do, never what they are told.
that's why I said early on, we don't give children enough credit. They are very intelligent and they understand, and most children will copy what their parents do. That's why I meant that children will learn from very early on, but before they go to school, even though very often parents do say, well, it's the teacher's responsibility, but no, you have specific family values in your life that differs from a specific teacher or school. It's the parents' responsibility to give this, I can't find my words now, but
Well, at least to pass on some good manners or some, at least lead with example. I mean, many times the parents might complain afterwards that the kids don't show them respect or listen to them or anything, but they have taught the kids to be like that, so they can't blame the kids for it. They get what they deserve in that sense.
yeah, yeah. Okay, give me a second.
I see your channel is being posted there, so people, please subscribe if you haven't. I just did, just in case.
uh,
But still, yeah, I mean, it's like
I
Seneca
agree.
said, common sense is not so common.
No, it's not common, but you see, that's what worries me is, especially since the pandemic, the economy has been bad, and not in any specific country around the world. It's everywhere the same. And the rents are going up, and you don't get paid much more, but you have to pay more for electricity, more rent, more this, more that. And people are struggling. So suddenly, a mom that has always been home with the children now suddenly has to go out and work, because otherwise you can't get around. And
That's so true.
they are not here anymore to give their values over to their children, because when they come home, everything else has to be done. You have to cook, you have to feed the children, the husband, or the husband feeds the wife. They have to make sure they do the homework, get washed, brushing teeth, watch telly, go to bed. And then the parents, they can't even relax, they have to go to bed, and everything starts from the beginning. When will they have time to give these values over?
I
That is
think
what
this society is overstressed. I'm sending you Cricket Cinema's ad page on the private chat. Um,
Mm,
I I think I had this talk with one of my friends, but You know, earlier, long before we had the electricity, we went up
Yeah.
with the sun or we went up in the morning. We worked all day until it got dark and we got home and we kept doing things at home. We had another kind of rhythm, or now these days we live in a much more artificial world where people demand more and more from fewer and fewer. They want to pay less, but they want to earn more. So it's a very imbalanced society, really. And I used to say earlier people were busy, then were really busy, then they started to be stressed, then really stressed. A little bit like, cars. First we had cars, then you had sports cars, then you had super sports cars, then you had etc., until we got the supercars and hypercars. And same with stress. We're up to hyper stress now because people are so tightly wound up that many are like springs. If you touch them in the wrong place, they just flip. That's why so
Yeah.
many people also get road rage and freak out because people are under such pressure. There are so many people on the verge of exploding simply because they don't get the chance to wind down and they don't get the chance to relax and just say, enough is enough. I can't do more than this.
I
And
like this comment, share.
yeah,
How you treat your inferiors is much bigger indication than how you treat your equals. And I so agree with you. Thank you.
and a comment to that snot face is also that basically if you go on a date the first time, the way your date will treat the serving personal or anything is a very good show of how your date will treat you later on. I
Yeah.
mean, if your date starts to berate and act nasty against those serving or belittling them, then you know that will come to you too.
That was, for example, the downfall of James Corden, who was presenting the late night show in America.
Yeah,
He took it over from Craig Ferguson, and that was his downfall when he was really very nasty in a restaurant in New York. So, and that was his downfall. I don't have any sympathy for people like that. I like that. Someone knows Pollyanna.
yep. Why I'm not surprised.
Okay, we're gonna have to pack up in a minute, but
Yeah. But most of
there's
all, I want to say I'm very grateful for being here with you and having the opportunity to just talk.
well, I would be very lonely with my panel if you haven't showed up. I'm a bit disappointed. I have actually emailed loads of people, and
You never know. Sometimes people are busy simply.
but Crazy Love is Love was here. You and I saw
And Mona,
Keith was here, and then he disappeared and didn't come back. So I don't know. Mona, we have emailed before, Mona and myself, but it was so lovely that she joined. That was really nice. Snot face. So I basically have no boundaries with Sciento stuff. It upsets me, but it just turns into more fuel for me. I never get too angry that it affects my day, but I am also a never in.
yeah.
Snot face, I'm a never in too, but I don't like the drama because at the end of the day, we are all here for one reason. We all have the same reason and the same goal is to get Scientology deleted from this earth. Because obviously, if we say we're taking it down, obviously we're not. I've been told, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But we are never in. The ones that are never ins, we need the ex Scientology to share the stories. Like I said before in other of my lives, I don't care about the OT levels and all that stuff. It's in there. I'm interested in the stories of the ex Scientologists.
And after all, I think
Because
people
this is
forget.
the information that other people need to know. What happens behind closed doors, what politicians have to know, what the police have to know, what the governments have to know in every single country they are located in, right?
And I think people forget one thing. It's good that we know about that world they are in, but we are also supposed to help them come out to a normal, healthy world. Because many of those who leave Scientology, it will take them years, literally years, to deprogram, and then someone has to guide them on the path to a normality. We can't expect.
Yes.
Some people are very fresh out. Some are. I mean, Tori has been out for years. She has had the time, but many are like children. I mean, you and I, we have had our experiences growing up. These people basically are like newborn when they step out today. So our task is kind of to guide them and show them the real world, basically, and tell them that the real world isn't that bad or that dangerous.
Mm.
So that's part of our mission, I think, and people tend to forget it. We have to offer them a better life than what they are afraid of being out there, basically.
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with the drama and I don't want to get into it. I don't want to comment on who said what and this. I do follow it. It's human. I'm just interested, but I will not give you my 2 cents. If you want to hear my 2 cents on the Real Housewives, go and check my other channel as soon as I pop up the first videos tomorrow. But the drama with that's what upsets me so much. In this community, we shouldn't have any drama. Now there's other dramas with mods that are doing this and that. Look,
There is enough war and
I
famine
only
already.
give people that I know, and it's difficult to trust people you never met, but if they follow what I want them to do, that's fine. But if they start to behave like they are, um, like they're, let's say, if they behaving like the channel is theirs, they wouldn't last very long with me. Even though I'm a very small channel and I don't really need mods, but I like to see Fluffer when she comes on. And now I added Joe, and Joe has been amazing tonight. I didn't even know she was gonna be available, and I
She's
said
a star, really. She has
she
been great.
is a chat royalty.
Oh yeah, but
That's the
also
title she
I must
received
say
from.
thanks to the whole chat as it is, because they have all been very gracious and so
Yes,
great.
I agree. No one. I think I saw something on one, but nothing to mention about. But
Yeah,
everyone has been amazing. Amy, yes, I'm getting a bit exhausted, especially I have to get up tomorrow morning or
yeah.
this morning.
And I
um,
will also put the link to this video. I will put it on my community page on my channel
thank
later,
you.
because just because I feel we have covered some very interesting and very deep and very needed subjects, because this is the kind of subjects I like to really dig into, because as I say, psychology and human behavior has always fascinated me. So
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
very, very grateful for being with you all here tonight.
Look, I had to go to the bottom of the chat because
Yeah,
I was still half an hour late because you talk a lot and I talk a lot. So
that's
we're
good.
not getting, so I honestly, everyone that is still here, thank you so much. Um, I, oh, Joe, I just saw that comment. Bridget will talk about true crime and other interests and will do panels with SP friends. Yes, I will. But that will be on the other channel. And I'm trying to get Joe to do true crimes with me. Uh, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that. So I'm stealing ideas from other channels, that are actually professionals. I'm not. It's just going to be my opinion. But yeah. Thank you, Joe. I'm really trying, guys, to go. We can something I don't understand. So
But
this
then
is.
again, I mean, just let me know if you want to have me along some other time, and
We can do another one at
yeah,
some stage.
if people can stand us. But I mean, it's all about common sense, really, and to be decent. That's the bottom line of it, really.
Mm,
I mean, the more genuine you are, the more honest you are, the less you need to remember what you have
oh,
said or not said, or what you have done or not done.
that's very nice, Rika.
That's
You
very
do
good.
the right thing. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna.
Focus on the right things is very important. As Amy says, true crime is her other subject she follows, and Scientology is true crime. I would say it's also real crime because it's really criminal what they are doing.
Oh, there are so many good stuff out there. Um, Obviously, I can't access Oxygen because it's in America, but their content is on Hey here in the UK. That's where I watch all the Real Housewives, and they
Mm,
have a very good true crime series. One is called Snap. The other one is the Real Murders of Atlanta, Los Angeles, Orange County. There's another one. There are really good stuff there. I watch a lot on the Law and Crime Network on YouTube. 48 Hours have some really good ones too. Um, but I have
and
watched so many that I don't know which one I would like to review and talk
you
about
have
it.
to start somewhere. I mean, put all those different in a box and just pull one out. I think you have to start that way. And you can use VPN to access American
No, no,
channels.
no, no, no. I know, but I just don't have the time to. I have a VPN. I just don't have the time to understand how it works. I'm learning all the video editing at the moment. I have OBS, and it's driving me crazy. And I'm using lots of different programs to do my stuff.
Yeah.
And
But
I'm doing
basically, yeah,
also
I can explain it some
one
other
month.
time for you. But
I'm also doing a certificate with Coursif, learning all the different artificial intelligence program out there. So that's taking me all month. I'm working on a project which gives me a little bit of money until the end of November. So
mm,
um yeah, I can't remember.
yeah, I thought maybe you want to have a moment alone also in screen because I'm gonna head out also because it's 2:15 here in Sweden. I have also things to do, but I just want to say thank you to everyone and most of all to you to inviting me to this interesting panel, and I hope I get invited more times as long as I
Yeah,
behave.
sure. Sometimes, you know, why I sent that email out was actually because I put it on my community page too, but not a lot of traffic goes to my community
Yeah.
page. So, but Keith actually posted it on his page. Crazy Love is Love has done it as well, which I'm very grateful.
So I'm gonna post your page, this chat. This link. I'm gonna link this on my community page also, just in case. I'll link some of videos, either if I've been in them or if I want to just highlight them, so people can find some videos I want to recommend on my community page. And definitely, I will do this.
Joe, Keith is about 6 hours behind me, so I think it's around the time he comes home from work. I
Yeah.
was on his panel on Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going now and just saying thank you, and I'm gonna listen to
Yeah.
your
I'm just gonna
wrap up.
quickly finish, go down to the chat, and then I'm gonna finish as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nico, for joining, and
Thank you all for having me.
see you
Au
soon.
revoir,
Okay.
and see you soon
Au
again.
revoir. Bye, Nico. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let me just quickly go through the last. My apologies if I haven't read through all the messages. I've been a little bit overwhelmed with the sheer amount of people. I still have 11 people watching. I am so grateful. Thank you very much. Yes, you're right. You know what, Joe? Yes, and it's because you chat royalty. I will. I love saying it. Uh, oh, thank you very much. Um, yeah, Nico, it's good to have in a panel. Yeah, I do tend to forget Rika, but she will not be easily offended if you don't. Yes, Joe, sorry, I'm about 8 minutes behind. You go to bed. I'm going to go to bed soon as well. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much. Good night, Rika. Cricket Cinema, thank you. Macht mir doch egal. Good night. Thank you so much for all of you. Amy, oh, true crime is my other subject I follow, and Scientology is true crime. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. There are some good documentaries on YouTube about Scientology too. Yeah. Oh la la. Yeah, I was actually watching it on Samuel's channel, but I was when Alex was talking to either police or I was jumping over to his channel so I could listen in because I'm a very nosy cow, you know. Yes, I watched. I didn't watch a lot yesterday because I watched Friday. I watched Saturday. So these were a few hours that I just watched. So I had to do some stuff yesterday. So yeah, Joe. I know, Joe. I know. I just haven't had the time yet. Good night, Amy. Dinner time. Oh, I'm starting to be hungry at 1:20 in the morning. Thank you, Joe. You've done amazing. Cher, thank you for joining. Lovely to see you for the first time in my chat. I really appreciate it. Oh, I've seen that you guys had a good time chatting to each other. That's the main thing. I hope some of my points came across. Share the information with the world. And yeah, if you need any question or anything like that, please don't hesitate. And again, I'll drop that in again. If you want to win one of Daniel's children book that I mentioned earlier, put a comment on the video after the live, not in the chat, as a comment. And if I have more than one person who does that, then I will do some ruffle kind of thing. And then you might win it or you might not. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she's taking over from Joe. Thank you. Yes. Oh, Holly, thank you for joining. I'm wrapping up. It's 1:20, and we are nearly at the 2 hours and 30 minutes mark. I had Nico here, so yeah, it took a bit longer. I haven't been able to read all of the chat. And as I'm on the unpaid plan of StreamYard, the chat is not being copied over to YouTube. So I will lose this beautiful chat, unfortunately. I want to pay StreamYard, but I don't do enough lives yet. And it's actually quite expensive, seriously. If you pay for the entire year, it will be about $33 a month. If you pay monthly, it will be about $35. So I can't, with not having a job at the moment, I can't really afford that. Well, I could afford it, but no. So also in the description, if you fancy buying me a coffee, there's a link there for it, or my PayPal. Venmo and Cash App are not, well, Venmo, we can't use it in the UK, and Cash App is not running in the UK anymore. There's actually a lawsuit against Cash App for UK customers. You're still here, Joe? Cheeky. I'm still here too, Joe. I'm still here too. Oh, thank you, Chef, for being here. I really appreciate. I love seeing new names, but I do totally appreciate the people that always come back, like Irish Mart, Rachel, Joe. I'm trying not to forget people. Cricket Cinema. It's only because I see you on the screen. Oh, and then obviously there's the time differences with other places. I did enjoy myself. A little bit disappointed that I didn't have more people joining. But hey, that's life, right? If any of these people do watch it on replay, then that's beautiful. Oh, and by the way, I'm just saying, the Buy Me a Coffee. At the end of the year, I will be sharing it with FlufferSquirrelUK. She says she doesn't want it, but she's gonna get it anyway. I will share it with her. So please don't think I'm asking for money. I'm just saying, if you can or want to buy me a coffee, it's actually not only for me, it's for FlufferSquirrelUK as well. And that is because she doesn't have a Buy Me a Coffee page, and she does an amazing job on sptv.space, and she really doesn't want anything from anyone, but she deserves it. That's why I'm saying it. And that's why I want to share it with her. You in bed, Joe? I'm not in bed yet, but I'm gonna look. My cat is sleeping. Bonnie next to me is snoring. Where's Baxter? He's sleeping too. I don't get this. Everyone you just named, I see a talk to all the time. I don't understand. I might be tired. Guys, I think, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think it's time for me to go to bed too. We are at nearly 2.5 hours. Um, thank you all for joining. I appreciate it more than you can imagine. Joe, I love you. Thank you for being an amazing mod. You're doing fantastic. And sleep well, everyone. Oh, thank you for that share. Now I understand. I'm a bit tired to understand stuff now. Um, please join me again. I need to figure out something to do. Um, but my channel, for the ones who are here for the first time, I'm trying to get more ex-Scientologists in Europe to speak out. So if you are new to my channel, a few weeks ago, I interviewed a French ex-Scientologist. My interview was not alive, and it was I did it in French. The following week, I interviewed together the SP chef and Balash. Balash is an ex-Scientologist from Denmark, Copenhagen. He's Elron Hupkold, who protests in Copenhagen with Scientology up north, or aka Miriam. And then 2 weeks ago, yeah, was it 2 weeks ago or last week? I can't remember. You see, I'm getting old. I interviewed Bianca from Sweden, and her handle is I forgot, but it's Scientology Rundown. Very interesting interviews, fascinating, and they all have different stories. It's really, really fascinating. So if you're interested in watching, I mean, the one with Ludovic, the French ex-Scientologist, it was over 2 hours. I can't expect anyone to watch it in one go. But if you're interested in it, and even though you don't speak French, on YouTube, you can go to the CC and put the subtitles, and it will translate to English. But yeah, just in case you're interested. And then yeah, just do a replay, go watch it once in a while. But I'm not so. Oh, Tilty, I just got here so that they got away from me, but want to pop in and give love, Bridget, love the kindness and soup. Thank you, Tilty. I appreciate you coming in, but I'm wrapping up now. It's nearly 1:30 in the morning. And Jo is still here, even though she said she was going to bed half an hour ago. So I'm going to stop talking. My life is. Let's finish the live in 2 minutes when we hit the 2.5 hours mark. That is the problem when you do lives and they are long. People don't, when you have small channels, they don't tend to watch everything. So I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, we should go to sleep. But if you have any comments or ideas, put it in the comments of this video after the live. Also, if you feel like we should do another one, and perhaps I'm going to create another dwarfism awareness video, just a video, not a live. And then we can stop talking about it for a while, because when you talk about something too much, people have tendency to say, okay, I'm going to go and watch something else. I heard everything I need to know. So I'm gonna go now. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So everyone, Joe, good night. Go to sleep now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the ones who have turned up just right now. I'm a bit sorry. Yeah, strong hearts come in all sizes. Um, what was I saying? I don't know. Oh, sorry. I say good night for us here in the UK and in Europe. For the others, have a good evening, have a good day, have a good morning. Probably Australia is waking up. Oh no, they're already at work. Well, in Sydney anyway, they're about 10 hours ahead of us. It's 1:30. Yeah, they're at work now. Rachel as well, thank you so much for joining. I always like seeing your name in my chats. Yeah, well, as soon as I talk, I'm good to go for a while. I was considering having a nap before the live, and I thought, oh, better not, otherwise I will miss my own life. So it will be more difficult when I have to get up again and start working on that project, because that's a little bit of money in my pocket, and then working on my videos for the other channel. And I'm working on another video for anti-Scientology. So yeah, I have quite a lot to do this week. Oh, Scott, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I promise you, sorry, you see, I can't say the words anymore. I promise you, Scott, I haven't forgotten you. I just can't find people to help me about our technical issues. But you're still on my list, and you're number one on my list of protesters that I want to interview. So let's keep in touch, okay? And I'm still waiting as well for YouTube to let me know why I can't do it on my mobile phone and do this go live together or whatever it's called. Oh, beautiful. Ah, well, then we need to test it at the weekend if you want. Yeah, okay. I'm going to bed, guys. We're at 2:32. It's 1:32 in the morning here. I'm going to bed, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all. And see you soon. Et voilà.